So, step two in creating a game plan for your nonprofit's marketing is to establish goals. Now, we're going to talk about what that means and provide you with a process for establishing goals for your marketing. Number one, we want to start with goals that are SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. As we create goals, we want all of those criteria to be met so that we can measure success and also just make sure that we're setting goals that we can actually reach. They should be in direct support of the organizational goals that we just talked about. So those goals for revenue for the organization, the marketing goals need to support those, and we're going to show you a couple of tools for making that happen. What we don't want is to set random goals or do marketing for the sake of marketing. One of the things that can be useful in setting marketing goals is past performance and past goals, but we don't want to rely entirely on those things because that's just doing it the way we've always done it because we've always done it that way. We always want to feed directly into an organizational goal with our marketing goals. So I think one of the biggest chasms that I see emerging at the nonprofits that we work with is that there are sales goals and there are marketing goals. And as I said, there's a lot of space in between. I think what's really important for marketing people to understand is that sales is different than marketing. And what's really important for people on the development side of an organization to understand is that marketing is different than sales. So sales goals are created based on your organization's budget lines for revenue. For example, you have a line on your revenue budget for fee-for-service training, for consulting, for membership, events, donations. Those are sales goals. So a SMART sales goal would be how many trainees or members need to attend in order to meet that fee-for-service line item goal. Okay, how many people do we need to get signed up? A marketing goal is going to be how many leads do we need in our CRM, qualified leads? How many leads are we going to need to produce that many actual trainees? So it's not we're going to market so we can get 50 training attendees. It's we're going to market so we can get 5,000 leads, 10% of whom are going to sign up for, or 500 leads. So that how many, we're going to produce 500 leads so we can get 50 actual trainees at a 10% conversion rate. I think there's a lot of mystery around how those two things relate to each other. I think there's a lot of just lack of knowledge that there even is such a thing as marketing goals as opposed to sales goals. So we're trying to break through that kind of mystique and just make it really easy to understand how these two things fit together and that they are separate. So here's a crosswalk that helps to drive that point home and really show how it can work in a concrete way. Over on the left, we can see an example of an organizational SMART goal. So we see, let's say we want to increase training attendance by 10% by September 30th of whatever year it is. Marketing goals that could support that sales goal or that organizational revenue goal would be increase the training email list contacts by 50% by July, increase the open rate for those training emails, those promotional emails around training by 5%, increase the click rate of those emails by 2% by X date, increase Facebook likes for our organization by 50% by July, so we're reaching more people with our promotions. Increase LinkedIn group membership by 50%. These are marketing goals. So I think when we start the process of creating a marketing plan, it's really helpful to do a crosswalk like this. Just map it all out. Here are our goals for revenue. These are our sales goals. Ideally broken down, by attendance, by people. Your organizational SMART goals for quote unquote sales, it's really helpful if those are couched in terms of numbers of people so that marketing can kind of be speaking the same language. And this is from the marketing plan, nonprofit marketing plan template that YodlePop provides for free. You can go on our website and download it anytime. So this, I include this this graph or this spreadsheet because even though it has a lot of numbers on it, I'm not going to talk about all the numbers on this spreadsheet. It's an example of how the process that we help organizations use to bring together sales and marketing to do a little bit of sales and marketing alignment. So we map out, what the actual revenue was from a particular activity at the organization, and then how that would be affected by growth at a rate of 125%, 150%. Over here, we see what the sales goal would be. And then in marketing, there's a commensurate increase in how much traffic you would need to reach a bigger goal, how many leads you would need to reach that bigger goal. And that's all backed up by numbers that formulas that we've created. You could do the same thing. You just, pin those numbers onto a value like, let's say you're going to expect a 10% lead to registrant conversion rate. That's, going to produce the numbers that you see here in terms of the kind of traffic, the kind of leads you need to generate. Marketing activity is really geared around increasing these numbers in blue. And those are the activities that you need to plan. Pretty simple, right? So what we're looking at here is an example, some specific examples of SMART goals that you could create for your marketing. So traffic, X sessions per month, new contacts, 20% increase per month, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram engagement. You can set a goal for followers, growing from the current number to the number that you need based on a percentage that you've calculated. You can also do traffic to topics. So we organize content marketing into topic clusters. And each topic cluster, we'll talk a little bit more about what that is when we get to the activities part of things very soon. But you can look for traffic that's coming to your website that deals with specific topics that you're really looking to promote right now. The number of subscribers to the blog or newsletter. All of these obviously need to be pegged to a particular period of time in order for them to be SMART goals. And these are the things that you're going to measure as you're going to use to plan activities and then measure as you move through the year.